Michael stood frozen in the middle of a busy road, staring at the crushed paper in his hand. In that moment, he wasn't thinking about the traffic, the shouting drivers, or the danger around him. He was thinking about one decision he had just made, a decision that could either destroy his life or save it. But how did things get this bad? How did a simple young man end up standing in the center of chaos, clinging to a piece of paper like it was his last hope? Michael was 25, quiet, smart, but life had been beating him like waves crashing on a fragile shore. He had lost his job. His girlfriend left him. His landlord wanted him out, and his family believed he was a burden. One night, his father said, "Michael, maybe success is not for you. Some people are just not destined to rise." Those words stayed in his mind like a wound that refused to heal. Michael felt like he was sinking deeper every day. No money, no job, no support, just surviving. One morning, Michael received an envelope from a company he had prayed to work for. He tore it open with shaky hands. "Dear Michael, we regret to inform you." Rejected. Again. For the 29th time. His knees weakened. The world felt heavy. His dreams felt stupid. He stepped outside, walked aimlessly, and ended up in the middle of a busy road, the letter crushed in his fist. That was the opening scene. Michael wasn't lazy. He worked hard. He tried. He kept trying. But life kept shutting doors in his face. His friends joked behind his back, "Michael is still job hunting at this age?" His phone stayed silent. No interview calls, no opportunities. Sometimes he lay on his bed staring at the ceiling, whispering, "God, when will it be my turn?" That midday on the road, driver shouted at him, "Are you mad? Move out! Leave the road, young man! You want die?" But he didn't move. His eyes were on the letter. His future felt blurry. Then, a hand grabbed his arm and pulled him away from the traffic. It was an elderly stranger, calm voice, kind eyes. He said softly, "Young man, one wrong decision can end your life, but one right decision can change it forever." Michael stared at him, breathing hard. The old man continued, "The road is not your problem. Life is not closing doors. You are standing at the wrong door." Then he walked away. Michael stood there, stunned. A simple sentence shook his entire world. That night he couldn't sleep. He kept hearing the old man's voice. One right decision can change your life. He sat on the floor and looked around his tiny room. Dusty shelves, an old laptop that barely worked, books he hadn't touched in months. And then, his eyes landed on his broken earphones. He remembered something, a gift he had ignored. Michael had always been good at fixing things. Phones, speakers, electrical issues. Even in school, people called him Tech Doctor. He whispered to himself, "What if this is the door?" The next morning, Michael took a deep breath and made one decision. "I will create something, even if I start small." He borrowed a small table from a neighbor. He cleaned his room. He arranged his tools. He printed a small sign, "Phone and gadget repair, affordable price." He placed the table outside his compound. People walked past him without stopping. Some laughed, some ignored him. But Michael didn't stop. This was his decision, his one step, his one chance. 1 hour later, a little girl approached him with a broken tablet. "Uncle, can you fix this? My mummy said it's spoiled forever." Michael smiled gently. "Let me try." He opened it up, tightened the loose wires, cleaned the battery connectors. Within minutes, the tablet lit up. The girl screamed, "Mummy, it's working!" Her mother rushed over. "You fixed this? How much?" Michael shook his head. "No charge." But she insisted. She paid him twice the normal amount. In that moment, something shifted inside him. Something powerful. Hope. The next day, 2 new customers came. Then 5, then 10. People said, "Go to Michael. He can fix anything." Children called him engineer, neighbors called him genius, customers called him boss. Michael saved every amount. He bought new tools, he expanded his table, he started believing in himself again. His life began rising, not through luck, but through one decision. 3 months later, a wealthy man with a luxury SUV stopped at Michael's small stand. "My phone fell inside water. 3 engineers said it's hopeless. Can you try?" Michael nodded confidently. He worked carefully, for hours, sweating, focused, praying in his heart. Then, click. Light. Vibration. The phone turned on. The man stood speechless. You fixed this?" Michael smiled. "Yes, sir." He said, "Pack your things, come with me." Michael followed him to a plaza, huge, clean, modern. He pointed at a shop and said, "This shop is yours for 1 year. Paid. I believe in talented young men who refuse to give up." Michael's eyes filled with tears. He looked up and whispered, "Thank you, God." 6 months later, Michael had a full repair center, 2 employees, a shining signboard, customers everywhere. The same people who rejected him now admired him. The same ones who mocked him now sought his help. Michael stood outside his shop one evening watching the sunset. Tears rolled down his cheeks. He whispered, "All this from one decision." Here's the truth. Your life won't change by wishing. It won't change by waiting. It won't change by complaining. It changes the moment you make one bold decision. One step, one choice, one action, one brave moment can shift your whole story. Just like Michael, you are one decision away from the life you dream of. So start today. Start small. Start scared. Start unsure. But start. Because your breakthrough is waiting on the other side of one decision.